Hey folks, it's Dave with Dave's Dirted Tank. I want to talk to you guys today about CO2. CO2 for a dirted aquarium is very important. You don't have to have it, you can have it. I just started adding CO2 to my tank. What I'm going to talk to you about is how to build one. I used a simple air stone down there at the bottom, as you can see, to diffuse the bubbles into the water. The smaller the bubbles, the more the CO2 is able to diffuse in the water. You don't want to run CO2 at night. Plants don't take in CO2 at night at all. During night, they actually are taking in oxygen. Plants are mostly made up of carbon-based anyway, so during the day, carbon, nutrients, and light equal basically plant food for the aquarium. You get great growth, what's going on and everything. You don't want to use a simple air hose tubing for it. You want to use a silicone tubing. Reason being is it helps create a good seal tight. Plus the CO2 will eat away at the regular air tubing. You want to use silicone tubing. You also want to have 2 bottles. I'm only running 1 bottle, but as I show here, 1 bottle you want to have 1 hole at the top, and another bottle you want to have 2 holes at the top. You want to run with your mixture in your one to here, and then you want to run this one also out to the tank. You don't have to have this. People use it for filtration or a bubble counter. They recommend that you only use 4 bubbles per second to the aquarium. I don't use this. I actually test my aquarium. In my dirted tank, I'm running about 38 parts per million of carbon dioxide in my tank, which is pretty good for a heavy loaded planted tank. Definitely we got to shut the CO2 off at night. Way to shut the CO2 off at night is I created this little thing right here that I can twist open and release the pressure in the line from the air stone down here. And what I also do is put up there is called a vent cap, and all it is this little small breather, about a pound and a half of pressure, and then it starts venting it off so it doesn't activate the air stone down here. That's how I do that. My mixture for my CO2 is I use 2.5 cups of sugar to 1 tablespoon and a half of yeast. Mix it up real good, shake it up. Takes about 45 minutes to start reacting, gets immersed into the water. Again, it's very important that you shut the CO2 off at night, that your tank is not running CO2. If you run too much CO2 in your tank, you're going to suffocate your fish. You'll find them up at the top, breathing, gasping for air. Like I said, make sure you shut CO2 off at night. A lot of these aquariums or DIY TV shows talk about CO2, but they do not tell you about shutting off CO2 at night. It's very important, I stress again, that you shut the CO2 off at night. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment below. If you like what I got to say, hit like and subscribe. I got more videos that are coming up. I know I said I was going to do how to dirted substrate. I haven't got to that point of the video yet, but I will be getting to it. And thanks for you guys' opinion and watching the video. Appreciate it, guys. Y'all have good.